Good afternoon. It's not even afternoon. Good morning. This is Renata Jones. Today is the 22nd of October. The time is 11:34. I was doing some cleaning and I discovered my original writings, my original draft for what we know today as the interactive platform or the interactive media platform. Interactive media platform encompasses literally everything in terms of how the consumer interacts with technology. It can be in education, government, business, politics, education. It encompasses every intergovernmental, non-governmental. It encompasses every field and every sphere. Sports, dance, art, music, fashion. I recently discovered my original writings, the basic outline of how this platform was developed and how it would be brought to market. Again, this is it, and these are the original writings. Okay, we're not going to read through it, but I'm just making a record of this. Okay, this is the original draft, and as we can see here, you see it is an interactive, I think this is television, not news channel. Okay, it's a media platform and it encompasses everything that has to do with technology. Okay, this is page 2 and I'm just making a video recording of it. Okay, here at the top of the page we see bullet point 25. We have 26, we have 5 here, 28, 27. I was just all over the place, but I think I was writing out and then putting everything into its respective order. You can see royalties, internet radio, music awards, photojournalism, mobile app, interactive television interface, the interactive wall. Okay, then we can see branches, which is a rooftop garden, advertising, licensing, regulations, funding. Okay, IPOs, video. This is television. If it were to be integrated into the UN. Here we have programming. If it were to be news, humanitarian missions. Basically it encompasses even down to the elections, parliament for a British-style government, investigative journalism and reports, discussions, interviews, forums, trade and commerce, economies, education, human rights, business. Okay, so it basically books, book releases, games, documentaries, music videos, quizzes. It encompassed everything. Right, this is the original draft for the interactive platform, and I just found the original draft this is the original draft for the interactive platform for interactive media that we know today. Okay. Okay, on this page we see things like how it would interact in the business world. How would the business community benefit from an interactive platform as opposed to a sort of a static a platform? How would the business community benefit from an interactive platform and what are the advantages it would bring to business, trade and commerce. Here we see things like we would impact the world, we would have an outreach to the World Economic Forum with international businesses, economics and development, Davos, emerging markets, new technologies, products and services. It would interact with law and government. That would be policies, investment opportunities, markets, infrastructures, etc., etc. Down here, this was one of the concepts of that would be integrated, which would be a summer music festival in the top cities of the world, the major capitals of the world. And then you would this was an income stream of having a festival, an interactive festival in the major music capitals of the world, and then you can sell DVDs, CDs, live stream, etc., etc. Okay, this is a concept if you would do a fundraising campaign, etc. Types of budgets, boards, committees, marketing plan, who would we hope to reach and affect. Okay, this part of interactive media, we were going to change the way we interacted with the movie industry, and change pay-per-view and the way people would interact with their television. One of the threats we see here is China's policy on piracy and theft. Okay, let's scale up this new venture. Okay, this is just an outline of some of the threats. Recruitment policy, how the corporate structure of interactive media would be. Regulations, communications regulatory committee division. So this was just the name of the regulating body that would govern the interactive media platform. Okay, so this was just an outline of a business plan, and I remembered I put TVNU, that should have been TVUN or UNTV, right? Opportunities. I can just read off some of the opportunities here. Humanitarian television premiere, like we would originally, as part of the television, it would be premiered to impact humanitarian missions. How would we reach XYZ, a certain number of people? We're looking at this was taken from an outline from the UN. How would we use the reach and scope of the UN to impact this this interactive platform, right? And here we see interactive television media, we see interactive movies, we see interactive music, we see interactive film, we see interactive college, we see interactive Hollywood, that's movie, music, and music industry. We see interactive television, media station. Okay, what else? First, we would start off with our funding, but it would be partially funded and partially private. Okay, and then we see a publicly traded company with stock options. Okay, we have interactive advertising here. Again, this platform encompassed everything, every sphere of influence in a person's life and business. Okay, we have an outline of the mission and vision. Okay, I wrote TVNU. Well, I'll discuss why I wrote TVNU later, but I know what it means, right? And this was just a basic outline of so we see here interaction, education, action. So it's action, interaction, education, or education, action, interaction. right? Then we see another concept here, and then you see my iteration, my changes of how it was supposed to be. Okay, then we're looking at the market analysis, strategic advantages, anticipated milestones, SWOT, trends, statistics, ratings, niche markets, Facebook, Twitter. We're looking at a social platform as well. Yeah. And then we go goals and objectives on this page. Right? Ouch! Alright, and we see strengths are here, weaknesses, brand recognition. Again, BUND, I know what that means. Okay, this is the original outline for what we know today as an interactive media platform. Okay, I just found my notebook with the original draft, which was, you know, I chose to write it in a notebook, thinking it would be safer to write in a notebook than to write it on a computer. And because again there was a data breach, and because again there was a privacy breach, it was stolen, all of it. Right, so here we have opportunities. I just found it today, the 22nd of October, about 10 minutes ago. And when we have threats here, at the time, you know, we had to focus on leaks. That's why I wrote leaks, because of privacy was sensitivity of project spectrum must be kept under secrecy. And obviously I had no clue that there was a data breach and a privacy breach in my life, and it was stolen. Then another threat would have been the economy that could have impacted this project. Okay, then we have here strategic methods, strategic planning methods. Okay, how will we accomplish these goals, short-term and long-term goals? And we have right. Then we have here strategic growth plan, strategic advantage. You see, this is all the iterations that was made and updated. Just found it. Niche markets, right? Interactive marketing, business to consumer. Okay, interactive television media. This is a social media platform. HR, television station that promotes HR. Right, interactive relations or international relations, brand recognition. Okay, when we looked at some, I remember this. I chose one competitor because part of this was the interactive platform was to integrate within every sphere, every business sphere and industry known to man, and we were to compete and interact with the largest business sphere business competitors. So I chose, for example, the Oscars and the Grammys because of their reach, and so I targeted them as a competitor, and I basically outlined why and how we would compete, for example, with the Oscars and the Grammys, and what would we do to be a viable competitor if we were competing with the Oscars and the Grammys. Okay, now what I outlined here is there is no one interactive, I think this is television, like this is just, I know what this is, due to the global influence of its parent organization. Now the archetype of this would have been United Nations, would use the United Nations because nothing has a larger scope and reach. Okay, so what I did is I outlined, if I were to compete with the Oscars and the Grammys, for example, how would I be a credible competitor, a viable competitor, and how would I have a dominant market share? And I surmised that I would be able to accomplish this by using the parent organization, which is the UN. The UN has a reach of 197 countries, right? The UN traverses cultural, social, ethnic, religious, political barriers, and it reaches the global population without regards to any of the stated factors. Our competitors may in fact emerge from programming, etc. Awards, competitors, Oscar, Grammys, this is interactive media IMAs, awards, interactive media awards, right? And these are the interactive media awards. Okay, this is an international, and this is the interactive film festival. So again, we were going to shift the way in which film was done. Film was no longer going to be the consumer watching the film, but it was going to change into the consumer in literally becoming a part of the movie and changing the movie to suit their specific outcome. So again, interactive media. For example, let's say I'm watching Star Wars, right? I'm no longer a passive. I'm no longer a passive spectator watching Star Wars and paying to watch Star Wars. I can now enter Star Wars and fight like a Jedi. So, and this is how interactive media was going to impact with, compete with things like the Oscars, things like the Grammys, etc. So we have interactive media awards and interactive film festival. That's the IMA, IFF. Okay, this is interactive television media versus, I think this is static media. Okay, these are just some basic outline for interactive. Yeah, I didn't get to finish that. I think I discovered the work was being stolen then, and I had to all of it was being stolen. Okay, here we continue here, and this is just I think this is access, so I can stop now, right?